What's up YouTube? My name is Shabazz and I make educational, entertaining, and informative content about CBD, hemp flower, alternative cannabinoids, cannabis, and cannabis accessories. If that sounds right for you, make sure you go hit that subscribe button right now. Today, I'm going to be answering one of the most asked questions that I get pretty much every day at this point, whether it be here in the comments on my channel, in my Instagram inbox, on Discord, wherever it may be. I get this question almost every single day. What are the different types of cannabis? Type 1, type 2, type 3, what exactly do they mean? Before I get into that though, I gotta give a quick shout out to my patrons over on Patreon. They're keeping my channel going and growing. My channel is not monetized by YouTube, so I rely on the support of my patrons over on Patreon, everybody who cops my merch. Today I'm rocking the self-medicated shirt. Currently it's my favorite merch design, designed by me. Check that out, everything supports the channel. And shout out to everybody who uses my coupon codes and links to shop. Information for all of that will be down in the landing page in the video description or on my website, Shabazz420.com. All right, so like I said, every single day on some platform or another, somebody asks me, Shabazz, I keep seeing type 1, type 2, type 3. What does this mean? Are these tiers of cannabis? Is this about the quality? Are these strains? What does it mean? Basically, the different types of cannabis, which is short for chemotypes, are just labels of what cannabinoid any given cannabinoid strain is rich in. Now, a chemotype or a chemovar are terms that are used not just with cannabis, but broadly within the plant and botany community. They basically describe distinct plants that have certain amounts of chemicals in them within the same species. And despite what many people say on the internet or what you see, or, you know, again, things that people ask me, the term chemotype and separating cannabis by chemotypes is not new. This is not something new that just came about because of the Farm Bill and because of the advent of hemp and legal cannabis and all this. It's nothing new at all. Back in the day, when all you had was regular weed, aka type 1, there was really no need for the average user to know these terms or to be able to distinguish it, because it's not like you had readily available access to different types like you do now. So it's not a new term. It's something that's been used for who knows how long in the cultivation community and the broader botany and biology and academic community. They're very common terms and they're not something new that was made up for hemp. So in order to break it down, type 1 cannabis. Type 1 cannabis is cannabis that is rich in THC and has little to no other cannabinoids. Type 1 cannabis is regular weed, also known as marijuana, ganja, the devil's lettuce, pot, reefer. You get what I'm saying. Even THCA flower, which is just regular weed and it's not hemp, is type 1 flower. So if you hear or see me refer to type 1 here on my channel, on Discord, or wherever else, I am talking about regular THC rich cannabis that you can buy in the dispensary or on the street or online if you're buying THCA flower, wherever you're getting it from. It's cannabis with lots of THC, little to no other cannabinoids that get you high. Then there's type 2 cannabis. Type 2 cannabis is what's known as mixed ratio. It has both significant amounts of CBD and THC within it. Now, when most people think about type 2, they think about a 1-to-1 ratio strain, meaning it has 7% THC and around 7% CBD. That's a type 2. It has an equal mix of THC and CBD. However, that's not true. A type 2 strain could have 4% THC and 11% CBD. It could have 12% CBD and 7% THC. It could have 5% CBD and 15% THC. Or it could be a 1-to-1. It could have 9% THC and 9% CBD. Now, of course, these numbers I'm just making up, so don't go looking for strains with those specific numbers. I'm just giving you an idea that it could be all over the place. The point is, it can be dominant in CBD. Type 2 can be dominant in THC, but there's no set ratio or anything that really defines exactly what the parameters are of a type 2. Basically, that just means it's not a type 1 and it's not a type 3. A type 2 has mixed amount of CBD and THC, and it doesn't qualify as a type 1 and it doesn't qualify as a type 3. Now on to a type 3, what this channel is about, all right? Type 3 in my world is the most important chemotype of cannabis because it's what I ingest and it's what I consume. Type 3 cannabis is CBD dominant. It is rich in CBD and has little to no other cannabinoids. In the world of hemp, at least here in the USA, CBD flower, type 3 flower, is generally defined as having less than 1% total THC. So a typical percentage you see in a type 3 flower, like pretty much all the flower you see here on my channel, you might have 14, 15, 16% CBD and somewhere between 0.5 and 1% total THC. All right. So if you go back and look at any of my recent CBD flower videos, you might notice any given strain has 14% CBD, 0.75% total THC. That is what a type 3 strain is. It is CBD dominant and it does not get you high. Now, I could go off on a tangent about the benefits of smoking CBD flower, but I think if you are here on my channel, go down the rabbit hole of all my videos and you can kind of see what the benefits of CBD flower is. You get all the benefits of cannabis without the high. And if you're one of the many people like me who are THC sensitive, type 3 flower is for you, okay? Now there is also a newer and less official chemotype that's out there, a distinction that actually I coined as a term, and that is type 2.5. Now type 2.5, like I said, is an unofficial chemotype, all right? You're not gonna find it in books. And the type 2.5 is something I believe that pretty much came about, at least in the mainstream, because of the advent of a farm bill and legal hemp and all of that. A type 2.5 is basically a type 2 that is too CBD dominant to be considered a type 2, but it has more than that 1% or less total THC that a regular type 3 would have. And the reason that it's not just a type 2 is because they are too CBD dominant to get you high. It's not really a very mixed ratio. They're generally a lot of CBD with just a little bit more THC than what's in your regular type 3, but still not enough to get you high or cause panic attacks, psychotropic things, etc. A great example of a type 2.5, if you are in the CBD flower community or you've been on my channel, the side piece number 2 from Clutch City Farms a couple years back, it was like 1.6% THC or something like that. That was a very well-known type 2.5. I classify type 2.5s pretty much as anything that is in the teens in CBD and between about 1 to 2.5% total THC. They're a little bit spicier, like I said, than regular CBD, but not spicy enough, not potent enough, not enough THC to really be considered a type 2. Because when people are looking for a type 2, they're looking for a mixed ratio. They're looking for that nice entourage effect of having a good chunk of CBD and THC. Because honestly, type 2, if you're looking for a high, whether it's for recreational or medicinal purposes, type 2 produces the best high. I consider the coining of type 2.5 and the fact that you see people regularly using it online and everything, that's one of my biggest contributions to the cannabis community right there. Also, something important to say, all of these chemotypes are genetic. You have to breed for these, you have to test for them. There's nothing that you can do to a plant while it's growing to change what its chemotype is. So if you bought some type 1 marijuana seeds and you're growing it, there's nothing you can do to that to make it a type 2 or a type 3. That's all in the genetics, all right? These chemotypes in these strains are something that people have selectively bred and narrowed down, isolated, reversed, selfed, all of that to create these stable, especially type 2 and type 3s, because as we all know, type 1, which is regular weed, is the most widespread common thing all around the world. So to recap, type 1, regular weed, THC dominant, it gets you high. Type 2 is a mix of CBD and THC, still gets you high, but is a more enjoyable high, a more natural high, and not as high as a regular type 1. Type 3, CBD flower, rich in CBD, 1% THC or less, does not get you high. Now technically there is a type 4 and a type 5 cannabis, and theoretically even more types that could come in the future. Type 4 cannabis is cannabis rich in CBG. This is less common. CBG plants don't have psychotropic effects that people can use and get a buzz. They don't taste very good, they don't smell very good, so CBG is less popular. But again, if you're involved with hemp or if you've been here on my channel, you know all about CBG. So type 4 cannabis is plants that are rich in CBG with little to no other cannabinoids. And type 5 cannabis, at least in the way that it is used today, is cannabis that has basically no cannabinoids at all. People are now starting to classify fiber hemp, those tall skinny hemp plants that grow to like 10-15 feet tall that they cut for fiber, rope, clothing, all that. Those have basically no CBD, they have basically no THC, and those are type 5. However, for the average consumer, you're basically going to just run into type 1 through 3. So those are the most important ones to remember. Listen, if you're not in the Hemp Flowers Discord talking about everything we're talking about here in this video, talking about strains, vendors, reviews, pictures, all of that, everything cannabis, you need to be in the Discord, all right? The link will be down in the video description. If you like the video, you like the information you got from it, please hit like and please hit subscribe, all right? And consider checking out my Patreon and consider getting my merch. All my merch is cannabis and hemp related. It's all designed by me and it directly supports the channel. My channel's not monetized, all right? Hit like if you like the video, hit me up down in the comments, subscribe to the channel, and turn turn on post notifications so you can see when I upload new content. I appreciate each and every one of y'all so much, and I sincerely hope you have an amazing rest of your day or night. I'm gonna catch you on the next video. Peace.